So this is a lesson for language arts, IXL Objective SS6. It's a review of comma usage. Couple things I'm going to remind you of. Pay attention to the directions. If you don't, you'll miss things. They may put two different ways of using commas in one sentence. So they're really trying to make you think. So let's review the ways that we've learned to use commas. We use commas in a series. For instance, I bought apples, pears, and bananas at the grocery store. Here's the series of things that I bought. I put a comma after apples, a comma after pears. So this requires two commas in the sentence. The next one, Bob has cleaned the bathroom, done the dishes, and vacuumed the floor. He's done a series of things. Also in dates, you put a comma after the number in the month and before the year. You don't put it after the month, you put it after the number of the day. The quarantine began on March 16th, 2020. Samuel's birthday is April 16th, 2010, which is also Wyatt's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Names of places. You need to put a comma between the city or town and the state. Miss Terry was born in Oolitic, Indiana. Bardstown, Kentucky is a great place to live. Direct addresses. That means when you're speaking directly to someone, you pause a little bit. Remember that commas stand for pauses. Mrs. Boone, would you please bring me a cup of coffee? So I am directly talking to Mrs. Boone. Think I'd ever ask her to bring me a cup of coffee? Probably not. But that's where you want to put the comma. George, put your toys away before going outside. So we are talking directly to George. Then you might have introduction words or phrases. Well, that is the most beautiful sculpture I've ever seen. I kind of paused after I said well, and that comma is where I make my pause. This is just an introductory word. Of course, we'll certainly have a pizza party as soon as we can after the quarantine. Here's an example of an introductory phrase because it's two words. So when I said that they're really going to make you think, and they might put two different instances when you have to have a comma, here's an example. Bob, did you know that the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776? We have to think back about when we use commas. I'm speaking directly to Bob. Bob, comma, did you know that the Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776? So there's a date. We have to have a comma in there somewhere in that date. I hope you're saying after the 4, because that would be right. All right, then this one right here. The kids in the fabulous 4th grade are smart, funny, and kind-hearted. Now, the commas in this one are not exactly right. Do you know where they're supposed to go? There should be two commas in it, but one of them is in the wrong place. There's a series of words that explains how the kids in the fabulous 4th grade are. They are smart, comma, funny, and kind-hearted. We do not need one after the word are. You're going to have some problems like that in the objective when you get onto IXL. So pay attention to those directions. They usually even tell you how many commas you're supposed to have in there, and you kind of drag them in and drag them out, rearrange them if you need to. So pay attention to that. Come back and revisit this if you need to. So good luck.